Okay, hello. This is the second episode regarding the guide. Why walk in this when you can just teleport? Okay, so in this one I'm gonna show you how to do the level 1 proxy. In the last episode we went through where to put wards and how to get into the jungle, but there's no one here so we don't have to worry about that. Okay. So I'm just going to loiter around here. This is normally where you would want to be standing. Yeah, they're all just around here, I guess. Preferably not down here. But yeah, I had a request from the last video for where you should be going for proxies and where you shouldn't be. A common trope is just to go for the first 3 waves of level 1. So we're going to come out here. Here's the wave. Auto attack, Q, Q, auto attack, Q, Q, auto attack, Q, auto attack, Q, Q, auto attack, Q. We're going to run down. Ta-da! Okay. That went pretty quick. I'm going to go through my runes a bit later. I just want to show you this again. Alright, so we run up to the wave. Auto attack Q, Q. Auto attack Q, Q. Auto attack Q, Q. Auto attack Q. Auto attack Q, Q. Take E and auto attack. Pop a health pot. Then after the second wave, normally pop the ward down. You can do it after the first wave if you want. We're going to run back up. Auto attack Q, Q. Auto attack Q, Q. Auto attack Q, Q. Auto attack Q. Oh, get stuck in minions. Welcome to pre-season. I'm going to use a health pot here just to make sure the enemy jungler or top laner doesn't think I'm a free kill. I'm going to get stuck in a minion again. I'm purposely not using my E because if the jungler comes, and I've just used my E on the cannon, I'd rather take the extra bit of damage from the cannon minion than just run up to them and be like, oh, I don't have fling. Okay. So I've showed you the first 3 waves, about half health. Normally by this time the jungler will have come up top side if they're at bot side, but the other side of the map. So they'll probably be looking to kill you. So normally, unless otherwise shown on the map, assume they're going to be coming for you. And then of course you just go in and die. Preferably not with those waves though. So yeah, that's the general first 3. See, look, we have about 600 gold. We can do this. If you take Futures Market, you can also get boots as well with that first 3 wave. And then you could teleport back to lane or run back to lane and you have an item advantage over your laner, who will be about the same farm, probably a bit less. But yeah. Anyway. Get out of here, minions. So, I want to quickly run through what I was doing there. Just because I haven't actually ever seen anyone go in depth. So when the minions are coming, I throw in the auto attack and then I press Q and Q again. So that uses 13 mana and it leaves a little puff of smoke. So that's called the double tap. See, it lingers for a little while. I have my emote set in the settings to my Q, so sorry about that. But yeah, so Q double tap, and you get this little cloud, and then the minions which are coming, you auto attack the first minion, so the other 2 melee minions can push up into you, so they clump together, and you have the double tap, so they're standing in this, and then you turn back around and hit another one, and then you turn around and double tap again to bring them a little bit further, and then you hit another minion, the third and final melee minion, do another double tap, and then you start running through again, So the melee minions will be there, there, and then the casters will be here, here, and here. Ah, I can't ping. So you want to be leaving the Q on for a bit, so it covers both of them. And then you want to just start hitting them again. So let's have a look again. Sorry about spamming. Here they come. Auto attack Q, Q to get the puff. Auto attack Q, Q to get the puff. Auto attack Q. Auto attack. Auto attack. Run through. Q. Oh, nice. Right. So we've got that done. Sorted. Nice. We figured out how to proxy, finally. The keys there. Now I'm going to go through the runes I'm using for proxy in Season 10. This isn't mandatory, but I think it's extremely useful. And for the most part, it makes proxying viable now. It's the Fleet Footwork, Triumph, Legend Tenacity, Last Stand, Cheap Shot, Ravenous Hunter, and then you take 2 AP and 1 armor for the minions. This is just really good for proxying, because the energized passive, so with Fleet Footwork, attacking and moving builds energy stacks. At 100 stacks, your next attack is energized. Energized attacks heal you for 13 plus 8 and grants 20% movement speed for 1 second. So yeah, I'll send in another wave of minions just so we can count how many times I'm able to proc it. When you're running this, instead of just standing still when you're weighing, run back and forth like that, so you quickly stack it. So watch. 1. Boy. 2. I'm just going to do that to get out the minion block. And I'm leaving my poison on because it's a cannon wave, which I should explain. 3. I'm just going to kill this. Don't actually fling it. So we went up about 60 health there at level 4 with pretty much no items, which is pretty decent, but it scales much better into like the early mid game to late early game. Late early game. Very interesting. I mean, I have been able to in certain situations, like once I've got like a Ninja Tabi or once I'm starting to pick up Rylai's components, I am able to positively heal. So overall, taking the wave, I tank less damage than I heal back. If you auto attack as well, you get I think it's 6 points of energized or 8, so you can stack it really quickly. Explanation for the rest of the rune page. This is essentially just the Conqueror rune page that everyone takes. You take Triumph because it's phenomenal. Like extra gold, extra health, really useful for escaping and getting your snowball on. Legend Tenacity. Tenacity's the best thing you could ever ask for on Singed. It's incredible. Just everything about being chased as Singed, you want that tenacity. The only thing that can really shut down a Singed is CC, and tenacity can help negate the effects of hard CC. So it's a no-brainer to take Legend Tenacity. I mean, you don't really need the attack speed or the lifesteal. So yeah, no-brainer. Last Stand. Just because you are low a lot of the time as Singed and you're being chased. Last Stand, I haven't actually done the number crunching, and I haven't tested it thoroughly. But as far as I can tell, Last Stand is better than Coup de Grace. But I think both work well. I just think Last Stand is really good here because when you're proxying, you're taking damage from minions. and then if the jungler comes starts attacking you, you can get some kills where otherwise you wouldn't, because the last stand is amplifying your damage a lot. Yeah, max damage gained at 30% health. Like, when are you 30% health singed, like, all the time? I'm testing out Cheap Shot. In the guide I have Taste of Blood and Ravenous Hunter, but I've been testing out Cheap Shot a bit recently. The true damage added on from your E, and also once you get Rylai's from your Q, is pretty good. Like, I easily get about like 1,600 ish true damage per game with Cheap Shot. And I mean, free damage is free damage. Oh no, I'm not AFK. Don't ban me. Ravenous Hunter, of course. If you get one kill, then you're going crazy. It's really good to get a kill early when you're proxying, because see, heal for a percentage of damage dealt by your abilities. Heal 1.5% plus 2.5% per bounty stack. Bounty stacks are the first time you get a takedown on each enemy champion. 1/3 for AoE effect abilities. I'm not sure if Poison Trail counts as AoE, but regardless, it's noticeable, the healing you get from it, which is interesting, because you'll be proxying a wave. So if I have no kills and I'm proxying a wave, I'm like chilling, I'm vibing, I'm like, okay, this is whatever. But if I have one kill and I'm proxying, I'm just like, holy mother of God, this is fucking phenomenal. This is absolutely insane. I'm like popping off. I'm Goku. I don't know any. I'm basically just a Chad with one stack, and amplify that by 5, and you're just like, okay, I can just AFK, and I won't take any damage. It's phenomenal. A side note regarding Ravenous Hydra and Poison Trail, this is for Jungle Singed. Hunter's Talisman is insane. If you read the tooltip, damaging a monster with a spell or attack steals 30 health over 5 seconds and burns them for 60 magic damage. And then you get mana back for missing mana, blah blah. That works. I'm pretty sure it stacks with your Q, because if you're taking raptors, if you can literally just aura attack and just stand here like that, and you'll positively heal. Okay, raptors, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Yeah. So that's a nice little side note, just to add for any Jungle Singed players. God bless your hearts. Anyway, I want to get into when you should go and proxy. So, my general rule is, if you're playing with fleet footwork, you want to have as much uptime proxying as you can to maximize it, because fleet footwork isn't good in lane. You can do some cheesy things with it, where you like auto attack a minion, get 20% move speed, and then run him for a fling where otherwise they wouldn't be in range. I mean, if you're laning, take Conqueror, and if you're uncomfortable with Conqueror, take Aftershock. That's what the season 10 meta is. I only take fleet footwork for proxying. It's bad in other circumstances. But yeah, so if you're having a tough lane and you're just like, damn. So yeah, this is let's say this is like Darius. Look at you, Darius. You have your minions. I'm gonna turn it off. It's gonna take them like a year to get up here. But yeah, just suppose your wave crashes in the middle, right? And you're like, damn, it's a Darius. You see him there, he's spamming his dance, so he looks like he's playing the trumpet. You don't want to lane against that. You just hard shove. Just keep auto-attacking minions, keep your Q double tapping all over the wave. Alright. Let's see it. Okay. So you're like this, and you're just like, yeah, screw this. Screw you, Darius. You try and avoid him. He's AFK, reported. But yeah, don't use your fling though, because if he tries to mess you up, then you need your fling. And then when it crashes in, he's going to try and stick with that. So the wave's going to crash pretty much as soon as you hard shove it in. You try and pull it out if you don't get blocked by minions. It's fine to take a bit more damage than you normally would here because you're trying to initiate the proxy. So that first push, is this area right here is very dangerous. Because if you look around here and around here, if he gets a... Oh my god, look at that minion block. Good lord. If Darius catches you out in there, and if you get minion blocked, then you are dead. You're 100 million trillion % dead, like I am right now. It's like, I'm gonna ult here. Yeah. So anywhere around here, so pretty much as long as this terrain, if you're trying to run through here, you need to make sure you have the lane priority. Now, what do I mean by that? When I say lane priority, he needs to be extremely low, or he needs to have just used all of his abilities. In both circumstances, he can't do anything to punish you. If a Darius catches you with his W in this area, then you're probably gonna get killed. But if he's used everything, if he's like used his W to last shot a minion, for example, or he tried to use his E on you and he missed it, then you might be able to sneak through, but hug the wall. You do this. This is risky, but you do it so you catch the wave, just about. Now, what if the lanes are like this? And you're thinking, oh, okay. Darius is trying to push into me. I'm just going to clear the minions. I'm going to ignore him. Because I don't want to be laning. Oh yeah, always get can. And then you're going to wrap around. I went in late, so this lane, this wave should be up here somewhere. But you should be able to just wrap around, and then the minions should be there, there, and there, like in this area. So you might miss the first one if you're not fast enough, but you can aggro the rest of them, and then you initiate proxy like that. I'm leaving my Q on more now because I have Corrupting Potion and what was I going to say? Yes, I have Corrupting Potion and I'm also level 6, so I'm a lot more tankier than I was in the first 3 waves. So you don't have to be as conservative with your Q via double tapping. Oh yes, got the first tower. So easy. What was the other point? Sorry. Normally I have notes for these, but I've been in a bit of a rush with this one. Yes, of course. So you want to be wrapping around here, seeing if you can get up here. Sometimes, so if you see the wave is here, or in fact, yeah. So you see how this wave is here, this wave would be crashing here. If you really don't have any lane dominance, and if you go to try and push the wave, like hard shove it, you just get absolutely abused. So this is especially important for ranged matchups where they will just abuse the crap out of you. It's fine, in my opinion, to skip an entire wave, so long as it isn't a cannon wave. If it's just a normal wave, it's fine to skip it to go on proxy. So you literally just go up here and you just wait for the wave to turn up. So the enemy top laner will have one wave to push with. They'll probably try and shove it into tower just to get the maximum usage of it. And then from there they just have to deal with it. So overall I think it's really good to do that. Because if you can get more than one wave proxied, then I think it's worth it. Because if you can't lane them, then you probably can't farm versus them. And doing this is risky, but at least you get farm. It's better than just standing in the brush, soaking up XP. And all you sacrifice is one wave of minions except for cannon waves. If it's a cannon wave, just stick it out. You just have to deal with that and then scurry off. So like, let's suppose I'm killing a cannon wave here. I kill it. I just run down. I run in this brush. And I wrap around. That means the vision isn't showing that I'm coming down this way, so it gives ambiguity as to where I am. So if I'm going to proxy and I just run like this, and the enemy laner sees me, they 100% know I'm just going to go proxy, and they can alert their team to that. But supposing they don't have it warded, if I'm standing over here and I just run down here, it looks like I'm going to go gank mid, or I'm going to go like fuck around with crab or whatever. Which is like a viable thing to do if you're really behind. Taking a scuttle can be useful to get a little bit of gold back if you can't get access to your waves. But yeah, it's good because you have to wait a little while for the next wave to turn up. When you're skipping the wave. So you're opening yourself up to getting abused without any reward for up until the next wave comes. So it's good to throw them off as to where you are exactly, because you could have recalled, you could have gone, you could be on your way down mid, or you could be proxying. So giving yourself the ambiguity of where you are on the map is pretty useful. And it's little things like that which really define a successful proxy, because if you're able to create that pressure just by disappearing from the map for a bit, and then you're able to add even more pressure by taking perfect farm and dealing passive damage to top tower and making sure the enemy top laner struggles with farming, then you're just asking for the jungler to come up. And then if you have the jungler at top side, then you're doing your job right. Because you want your bot lane to be like a 2v3 with your jungler helping them. Because if your jungler can't gank you top, because they like, how the hell is like a Lee Sin supposed to help you out when you're proxying? It's no need. So he can focus all of his effort 50% on mid and 50% on bot instead of 33, 33, 33. Right? So he distributes, he just runs up and down here, pretty much. And look what smack bang right in the middle. Bruh, this. Dragons are so important at the moment. They're all really busted on Singe as well. Singe is easily like S tier, S plus tier. Because you give him any of the dragon souls and he just absolutely destroys, especially with Ocean Drake. Ocean Drake, you're actually unkillable. So yeah, you want to keep the enemy jungler top lane, because then he can't counteract the ganks going on from your jungler, and he also can't help out bot lane or mid lane as much as he probably would like to, because he either just sacrifices top lane completely, or he goes and tries to stop it. And even then, if you get far ahead enough, is that, yeah, that's correct, yeah, ignore me. If you get far ahead enough, is it? Yeah, it is. I don't know why that sounds so weird to me. It's because I never get far ahead. If you get far ahead enough, you have boots, you have Rylai's, you have ultimate, and ghost. There's no reason why you can't kill a squishy jungler. Something I was going to note in the last video, but I completely forgot, and I was kindly reminded. When I'm talking about warding, I'm not just talking about trinkets. You can use pink wards. Pink wards here and here. Don't put a pink ward out here, because otherwise you're actually just griefing. But yeah, you can still red buff and you can still blue buff if you know where the jungler is. So if the jungler decides to ignore you and is focusing on bot side, so he or she can secure dragon, or they're just farming their this side or this side of their jungle, then just go for it. Like if you get blue buff here, yeah, you're plain sailing. You can literally, after I want to say level 5, your mana regen when you have blue buff is 12.8. Q costs 13 mana per second. You regen 12.8 per second with the blue buff. So you lose 0. I want to say 0.2, but that's incorrect. 0.02 mana a second. So you can essentially just leave Poison Trail on permanently whilst you have blue buff. And above that level, you actually regen mana whilst having Q permanently on. So you can do that if you want. I normally do that. The only downside of it is it leaves a trail, so the enemies know exactly where you are. If you're going to run off and recall and you've just left a poison trail coming up to it, then they know where you are. Taking Krugs can be good as well, but I think it's a bit time consuming most of the time. So unless you've just taken a wave and then you're like catching the next wave whilst finishing them off, it's difficult. But there's a lot of gold to be earned here, so it can be really useful. Am I missing anything from this section? So let's go through this again. We did the first 3 wave proxy, figured that out, how to do that without like just inting it. When you should hard shove and run through here, when you should hard shove, and if you're playing pure proxy, then you always hard shove the waves. You don't think of wave management, you just hard shove and then try and create opportunities to proxy. Wrapping around here and where you should run down here and then upwards, even though it's a less efficient path, if they don't have that warded, it can be rewarding to do that because it causes confusion. What else did we go through here? Oh, of course, the reason why you want to be dragging top laners up top. The runes. And I want to say that's it. Yeah, must be it. I haven't planned these videos out as much as I do with the commentaries because they're supposed to be quick, but I've just realised this is 30 minutes long. So I apologise for that. Anyway, that's about it for this episode. Nice.